Hello and welcome to our release overview of Cygnus version 5.2, released on the 30th of May 2022. As per usual, we'll be covering fixes, enhancements and any new features that are in this version of Cygnus. So first of all, let's just cover off some of the fixes that have been reported by our customers and obviously found through our own testing. We always think it's important to just cover off some of the fixes we've made so that our customers know that obviously when they report a fix or a bug that they've found in the software, that we fix it and we let you know when we've done so. So first of all, there are a number of fixes in this version, but for a detailed list of all of those, please refer to the changes to Cygnus and user actions documents, which can be found in your user guides folder after upgrade. Please get in touch with support if you're not sure where that folder is. Okay, so some fixes. When selecting Open from the job menu, if there were no jobs when Cygnus tried to position on the first client first job, but because there were no jobs, the user received a list index out of bounds error. Fixed. The stop button on both the match and export modules was mispositioned when running. That's been fixed. A sort would crash if run immediately after a path process with maintain input order selected. That's been fixed. When running a field analysis report where the number of rows exactly fit the page, rather a bizarre one, a crash would occur once the report's been generated. That's been fixed. When the seeds report was introduced, no provision was made for a landscape mixed weight report. That's been fixed. The setting apply undersized directs in sort has been inadvertently switched on regardless in most cases. This has now been changed. And when reopening an RMUs module with a large letter mailmark manual setup, the mechanized checkbox was disabled, so couldn't be changed. That's been fixed as well. And as mentioned, any other fixes that I've not covered off here will be in the user documentation that we provide with every upgrade. Okay, so let's talk through some of the enhancements in this version. The noteworthy ones are as follows, but for details of all enhancements, once again refer to the changes to Cygnus document. And it's important to note that all enhancements in this version are to the sort module. There's been quite a lot of work done in and around sort, which we'll cover off the main parts of now, but all enhancements in this version are to do with the sort module. International zones. The Cygnus tables have been updated to use the 3 European zones and 3 world zones. European Zone 1, for example, has an A in the International RM zone field. Europe Zone 2 has a B in the International RM zone field, and Europe Zone 3 has a C in that field. As far as the world zones are concerned, World Zone 1 has a 1 in that field, 2 has a 2, and of course World Zone 3 will be populated with a 3. And it's worth noting that there may be some ramifications because of this change, both within and outside of Cygnus. So again, please refer to the user actions document, which will just explain that, for example, if you have any post Cygnus processing that uses these zones, you might need to adjust those accordingly. Item thickness. The concept of item thickness has been introduced for tray fill management. The user interface form now has equivalent controls for item thickness as it previously had for item weight, as you can see on the right hand side. And if you're doing a mixed weight mailing, there's also a drop down now to select a field within the data which contains the thickness as per the weight as previously done. Note that this new feature is turned off by default initially and will need to be switched on by users. The setting is use item thickness to control tray fill. Manual mechanized. To ensure correct setting options for DSA's mechanized or manual sortation, the checkbox has been replaced by a tier of 2 buttons on the main form immediately beneath the service options. For Access 1400, it can be manual or mechanized, but of course for mailmark sorts, it has to be mechanized. Menu option. At long last, there is now only one menu option for sort, Royal Mail Sort. As many of you know, we've been redeveloping the sort module from Delphi code to C#. That work has now finished, and on the Royal Mail sort, or on the menu rather, you will only see one sort option, whereas in the last few versions of Cygnus, you've seen an RM sort and an RM use. They've now been consolidated into one module. Tray average. A feature has been added to automatically rerun a sort that fails on a tray average. There are 3 options that you can have set. Tray average selection size not met action is the setting, and as you can see in this image here, we've got no rerun required. Rerun using bags can be set as your default option, or indeed the option to use on a specific sort. And rerun using bundles. Those are the 3 options now for when you rerun when a sort fails tray average. Responsible mail. There is no longer any concept of responsible mail, as I'm sure you're aware, so the row of buttons has been removed completely from the sort module. Okay, OnePost. As some of you may be aware, we've been developing the OnePost sort solution for some time now. It's now available. However, please contact your OnePost representative if you would like it enabled in your Cygnus installation, as it can't be freely available to everybody. It can only be available to those where we receive approval from OnePost themselves. Please note there is also an annual fee for adding OnePost into your version of Cygnus. So get in touch with myself or Lucy if you want to know what the annual fee is for adding OnePost. New features. There is one new feature in this version. Again, for additional information about the changes, please refer to the Changes to Cygnus document. Business Changes file. We've enhanced our B2B data hygiene portfolio with the addition of BCF from Royal Mail. It has about 12 million records in the database at the moment. Data from Royal Mail Redirection Service and YEL, so good solid sources of data. It's updated monthly, unlike BSF, which is updated quarterly, as I'm sure you're aware. 4,000 to 5,000 records are added each month, and nearly all businesses use Royal Mail's redirection service. That's worth noting that. And finally, one business moves office every 6 minutes. So again, something to bear in mind when talking to your clients about B2B data cleansing. Okay, as you can see, we've got the 2 buttons on the suppress form now. You have 2 options, BCF GA, which is gonaways, and BCF OB, which is out of business. Not specific to BCF, but note the colour coding on the form buttons. This has been introduced to make it clearer to view datasets from different suppliers. This was triggered by BCF due to the naming similarity with BSF. As you can see on the right hand side there, you've got all of the deceased buttons in various colours, the goneaway buttons, NPS, and then the B2B business suppression files at the bottom. Okay, matches. As you can see here, we've got a match against the BCF file, and that's gone away match because you can see that it's got the GA in the code at the top. And on the out of business matches, you can see we've got the OB code on the right hand side. The royalty rates for BCF are 29 pence per suppression, and that's the same as the business suppression file, and 50 pence for a permanent flag, which is 6 pence cheaper than the business suppression file. So if you want to talk to us about how you might put that above BSF in the hierarchy, so that's business changes file followed by the business suppression file, then get in touch with support. And finally, we've now produced and updated our version of the complete guide to data hygiene, and you can download a copy of that from our website, www.softwarebureau.com/guides. And if you'd like a few printed copies posted to you, please email myself or Lucy and we can arrange it. And we've printed it in A5 this size, so it's easier to pop into a bag to take to your meetings. Okay, thank you for watching. There's a recording of this webinar on our YouTube channel, and an email will be sent to all customers with a link. Any questions, please call or email me. Thank you very much for watching.